So today we had one of the biggest internet outages in a long time, and I actually thought it was just my phone at the moment because with Starlink and stuff, it gets kind of tricky sometimes. Like the internet's great with Starlink, but it'll just kind of like glitch, and you'll have like maybe an hour where stuff's just not working too right. So I just thought it was my internet because like none of my apps were working. But I was still able to post to Facebook. So I thought that was kind of odd. I was like, why am I able to post to Facebook, but nothing else is working? And see, if people understand, there shouldn't be, internet outages in that type of sense. Like they make you think it's like easy for everything just to go boom and them to shut the internet off. It's not supposed to be, but it is. And that's the crazy part about it is they can now. Obama back in, I think it was 2012, I'd have to find the executive order and post it, but he had pretty much did like an emergency preparedness act to where it gave the government a kill switch, okay, for a lot of different stuff. Like if they had to, like to shut the internet off, they act like, they'll say, there's no real 100% proof to that, but they absolutely did. And it's the same reason why they put these presidential alerts in place and stuff like that. That presidential alert we had? What was that, last year? I think it was. But yeah, so they're putting all this stuff into place because, and they're like showing you by how they're slowly implementing it through, a multi-state blackout that we had. It was like Montana, Utah, I think it was. It was like 4 or 5 states. Okay. And people don't understand, like, how much, they have to mess with a grid to shut down multiple states at the same time. So like the video I released before talking about, or it wasn't me talking, but it was some guy talking about, he said, man, you're going to go one day and go to send information and it's just not going to be there. Okay. Like it's just going to loop right back to you and you won't know what's going on in Florida. And, only people in the local area know what's going on. They're gearing up to where you'll go to get on that internet or swipe your card or do any of that crap, and it's just going to be gone, like period, gone. So that's when I believe that's when they're going to implement that shift. That's when, for example, in theory, let's say they shut the internet, everything off, there's blackouts or whatever happens. They reshape the whole monetary system behind that, in that blackout, because they've already been doing it behind the scenes with crashing all these crypto coins. That's why I started DRC. Okay. Now, for the people that want to know what DRC is, that's all it really is. Okay. That's the way I'm treating it. Now, with usual crypto coins, people will buy, sell, they'll trade on it. And, I'm sure people will do that with this coin, which is, that's your prerogative if that's what you want to do. But me, I'm just going to continue to treat it as my bank. I'm just going to start slowly but surely moving all my money over to it. And then once I do that, it's just going to continue to go up. And me being the creator, I know my money's safe over there. Me being the creator, I know, and see, like, if you look at the coin, liquidity's locked. I can't touch nobody's money, so people's money's safe on the coin, and that's what the whole point of what it is. Because see, you're gonna have to take digital currency whether you want to or not. The question is, will it be a currency that you have a slight control over, or like no control? Like, people buying Ethereum, buying these other coins, the institutions have taken them over. So you wake up the next day and all your freaking money's gone. So you have to put your trust in the institution. Hey, nobody has to, invest, in my coin at all. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. This is something I made for me and for the people that trust me and know that it's not about money. It's about keeping the money you already have secure. Now, if it goes through the roof and, goes to millions and millions and millions of dollars and, we all make a bunch of money, there's nothing wrong with taking a little money out and making some money off of it. You should. So that's the great thing is it becomes an investment, but it's also a secure place to store your money. Because like I said, with me, it's my bank. That's the way I'm thinking of it. Because I don't trust going to the bank. I'm sorry, I don't trust going there and my money's going to be there when I need it. Because when this whole thing gets rewired, blackouts happen, all this shit, oh, we don't know how much money you had. All types of crazy stuff could happen. My money will be safe stored on that blockchain. And then, like I said, I'm not going to go over the XRP stuff. If XRP was so great, Girlinghouse and all the people at the top wouldn't be selling it like crazy. The whole market's getting tanked right now, okay? The only thing that's going up is Solana. Solana went from $131 to it's like $141 right now. Solana's the only thing that's holding at a constant, I would say. For a long time, too. For a long time, Solana has only seemed like it's been a good investment. So that's why I chose it as the blockchain to put this coin on. But yeah, the digital reset coin is a revolution. It's a financial revolution. We, the people, are finally going to take our money away from these bankers and put it into a place that we control, that's a part of our community. And the way I set it up is to where there's a tiny little tax on every transaction, okay, that goes back to me, the developer. So therefore, I can use that to market the coin. I can use that to go towards stuff for the show. The show will market the coin in itself, but it'll go towards the community to build the coin for the community. So like I said, this is community driven. That's the amazing thing about crypto developed by a good community, is it's community driven. And it can go as high as that community, wants it to go. It can go. It's just, it's really that simple. I mean, shoot, as soon as I announced it, the market cap like doubled. So, I mean, it's sky's the limit. If everybody sticks together and really wants to, go along with this plan that will work, which is to not to take the control away from these bankers. That's what we need to do. Because I'm telling you, they're testing out that flip switch. Once they flip it and they shut everything down and then they flick it back on and they say, oh, here's your new system and your money's all gone. And, we're going to give you some of our new digital currency. And then people will be looking at me crazy. And I was like, hey, I told you guys. That's why, like I said, me personally, I'll feel safe owning my own currency that I created because I know my money's safe over there. But that's all they're doing is they're priming it up for what's coming. Today, and it happens of all days, like I made the video earlier, on the 322nd day of the year. Yeah, like that's a coincidence. 322 Skull and Bones. And like I said, on a Tuesday, okay, the day of twos, Tuesday. Like, people need to wake up. Like it was Manly P. Hall that had said, and he was an occultist. He said pretty much, when men realize, the symbolism in a sense that's all around them and that it's a language that's being spoken that most people don't see, there's going to be like an insane awakening that happens. And that's what's happening now. People are waking up more and more to what's really going on. But that's what I said is the final, everybody wants to know how to fight back. That's what I hear all the time from people. People are like, well, what are we going to do about it? You talk about this all the time about what can we do, to stop them from what they're doing. You know how you stop them? What did the Rothschilds say? I care not who passes your laws and who your politicians are, in a sense. He said, give me control of the money. That's what he wanted, because he knew the power is in the control of the money, of a nation, of a people's money. So if we as a people take that power back and say, nope, keep your banks. We're going over here to digital reset coin. So when you guys digitally reset the system, DRC over here is going to be secure. That's how you beat them. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I had banks debank me because I was taking so much money out of the banks and putting it into crypto. But luckily I was smart. And back in late August, I once Ethereum hit 4,900 and everything topped out, I sold everything. I got rid of all of it because everybody was saying buy, buy, buy. oh, buy, buy, buy. And there's a saying in crypto, you buy the rumor and sell the news. And that's what I was doing. I was like, nope, when they're telling me to buy, that's when I'm selling, because they're trying to get everybody into that shit so they can exit everybody. I already know what they're doing. And that's what they did. They ran it up and down and up and down and up and down, so all the good common folk would get out of it. So now Trump, all of his cronies, all these big, rich, wealthy people, they own Bitcoin, they own Ethereum. Bitcoin's crashing down below 100,000. That coin's going to go to nothing. But like I said, when you own your own coin, okay, even if Solana goes way down and my coin is on Solana, it'll only pull the market cap down a little bit, but it can't crash the coin. Like, if people are buying the coin will continue to go up even if the market's going down. It's not going to matter. That's how you create your own monetary environment. Okay? That's how you do it, is through control, having a currency that the people are in control of. Okay? You create your own financial atmosphere. But that's why I'm trying to tell people, you better keep your eyes open. You better be watching right now more than anything, because we're getting closer and closer to the 22nd. We're getting closer and closer to these dates that they use. So I'm telling you guys, you better be very watchful what's going on, because we are in the midst of a huge financial reset. Huge.